part two of the boys. These institutions, church, that's what you want to call it, they don't need your fucking social. Only time they need your social is if you're dealing with their money. Like if you're in a book club, you know, where they selling books, tapes, CDs, and you're dealing with their money. Okay? To join a department, rather it was a voluntary department in that establishment, they do not need your social. I had a person that was working inside the church in the music department. She came to me in the middle out of nowhere with a form for me to sign and wanted my social and my signature. And in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck does she need my social and signature for? She was either the leader or she was some type of leadership over the music department. She came, like I said, this was like way after I registered. She was like, oh, it's something that needs to be updated or something that we don't have or whatever. And she collected my information. She collected my social and my signature on the paper. So I I didn't think nothing of it. Then after I signed that shit and then put that information, I'm like, why the fuck does she need that? The church do not need your social. Unless you're working in a department that is dealing with their money. Do not put it past anybody, because some churches are corrupt too. Okay? What do they need your social for? Not all, but some churches are corrupt too. They may be trying to get your fucking inheritance too, if that's what you have. Or look into you. That's none of their business. They don't need to know. This is how people are multi-millionaire real estate people. Or for people's fucking inheritance. Okay? That know nothing about it. Or got rid of. Or they got rid of. People don't need to know all these things about you. There's no institute that needs your social. Like I said, unless you're dealing with their money. They do not need your social, honey. For you to be a volunteer in the establishment. That's not a permanent job. The most they need is your ID, something current. You're not renting no apartment from these people. So what do they need your social for? They need ID to prove who you are. And that's it. Why they need your social? Why does the church need your social? Clock it. Now, if you don't question certain things, and you just sit there, and be like, yeah, the church need my social. Why the church need your social? The church could hook up with your management. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much. It's too much. Then why would you put the church should be held liable too? Because why would you put somebody that's a volunteer of leadership or whatever in responsibility to deal with somebody's social? How you know if that person liked that person that they took that information from? That person could have been dealing with another person on a personal level. Whose fault is that? The institute. Because I've seen different leaderships and leaders that's been picked in certain places, and they don't need to be there. They need therapy. They need to see somebody. A lot of them are insecure. got shit going on and got deep-seated problems, and people picking these people for no reason. Not saying God can't deal with them, but if you're going to be dealing with people, you need to at least be friendly or nice to a certain degree, not to who just you know. Clock it. Some people ain't even be fit. Some people are not fit to even pray for people until they do that inner work within themselves. How you got self-hatred, insecurity, all this stuff going on inside of you, but you laying hands on other people and have not yet did the shadow work within yourself. This is shit I've seen. I wouldn't dare. Just like I wouldn't get no relationship right after I got out of a relationship with someone else. The fuck am I jumping back into a relationship that fast for? Without healing from whatever I went through prior to that. Because I'm end up bleeding on the next person I deal with or, date because of something somebody else did. So why would I do that? Same thing with your mindset and what you doing. If you insecure and think you ugly or got personal deep-seated issues, you need to seek therapy before you start touching people. Or even be put in position to deal with people, period. And that's not to say that God can't use you, but you have to first work on yourself. Do that shadow work. I wouldn't even want to touch nobody. So, you mean if this person you need to pray for is pretty or handsome or whatever, depending if you're a man or a woman, you pray for him differently? Or wouldn't even pray for him in seriousness or whatever? Or when you have problems that you don't deal with, it messes with your character and how you deal with people. Period. That just don't come in one area of insecurity. You start doing shit. That's crazy. It's all in your character. It's with men and women. It be women doing things out of insecurity about other men. And be men doing things out of insecurity about other. And I don't want to say this in order. It be women doing things out of insecurity about another woman concerning a man they may like or be attracted to. Same thing with the men and the women. And it may be other men being like that over other men. Clock it. Because there be men secretly liking other men. And I've seen this shit too. Everything is not black and white, boo-boo. These people do not need to be in leadership until they start working on issues. Acknowledging that they have an issue. Acknowledgement is the first step. Because if you think nothing's wrong with you and what you're doing and how you're going about shit, and these same people, I'm telling you, I was in church and I had a person that was in leadership having a tongue contest with me. Why are you even moving like that? This is not a game. This is not a game. And this is based on how they felt about themselves. You're in a competition with me about tongue. Who can speak tongue the loudest and all? I'm not here for that. And I was going to check the person, but it would have been ghetto of me. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't even play, I don't play like that. I come here for help just like the next person. So you're not going to deal with me like that. Be in competition with me over who speak the best tongue, and you're a leader. So why should I follow you? Everybody loves this person, but this person's fucking mean and nasty. So I wonder where their discernment's at. And then they touching people, putting their hand on people. No, thank you. But they're leaders.